Welcome to Super Great Kids Stories, fun tales to make you laugh and cry, with some of the best storytellers from around the world, recommended for ages 5 to 105. I'm Kim, and I love stories. Now, I know that you are all storytellers. Do you think you could tell your own version of one of these stories to somebody at home? And why don't you draw us a picture of your favourite character from one of our stories? Send it to us via our website at supergreatkidstories.com. We'd love to hear from you. Kojo is a clever rabbit, but he's also a trickster rabbit. He's a bit naughty and he uses tricks to get what he wants. In this story, Kojo wants wisdom, to be wise like Owl and learn how to make good choices. This story is from West Africa. Will you help me by joining in with the sounds like hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop? Can you do that? Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Good. Ready? Mouth open. Story, jump out. Kojo was a rabbit. Kojo was a very little rabbit. In fact, Kojo was a bit of a weedy rabbit. But he was also very clever. One day, Kojo decided he wanted to be more than clever. He wanted to be wise, which is all about making good choices. So off he hopped to find Sky God. Ready? Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Oh, Sky God, cooey, are you there? Yes, I'm here. What do you want, little rabbit? Oh, I want to be wise like Owl. Oh, little rabbit, said Sky God. To get wisdom is not easy. To get wisdom, you have to try really, really hard. You need to bring me 3 things. First, bring me the tooth of the crocodile. Second, bring me a calabash full of wild bees. And third, bring me a python. A python? Like a really big snake? Asked Kojo. Yes, said Sky God. Now, be off with you. OK. See you later, alligator. I mean, Sky God. And Kojo hopped off. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Next day, Kojo went to the river where the yellow-eyed crocodile lived. What did he need to get for Sky God? That's right, a crocodile tooth. Kojo played his drum. Dum-ke-te-ke, 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 boom. Can you do that? Dum-ke-te-ke, 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 boom. He played it louder and louder and louder until, boom, he woke up Mr. Crocodile, who was snoozling just under the water. Very slowly, the crocodile came out of the river, and very slowly he began to dance. Dum-ke-te-ke, 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 boom! Kojo played his drum even faster. Ready? Dum-ke-te-ke, 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 boom! Dum-ke-te-ke, 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 boom! Oh, that was fun, but now I'm a tired old croc, said Mr. Crocodile. Oh, let me sing to you, Mr. Crocodile, while you rest under this old baobab tree. And Mr. Crocodile settled down while Kojo sang. Oni do do, oni my, oni do do, oni my, oni do do, oni my, oni do do, oni my. And before you could say snip, snap, snout, the crocodile was snoring. Very quietly, Kojo tiptoed over to the crocodile. Very quietly, he whispered in his ear, "Mr. Crocodile, are you sleeping?" Then he whispered again, a bit louder, "Mr. Crocodile, are you sleeping?" He stopped. He waited. He listened, and there was nothing but quiet snoring. Kojo picked up some rope. Next, he tied one end around the branch of the baobab tree. Very quietly, Kojo opened Mr. Crocodile's mouth. Next, he tied the other end of that rope around one of Mr. Crocodile's razor-sharp teeth. Then, Kojo did something really naughty. He stepped back and he shouted, "Fire, Mr. Crocodile, fire! Wake up, wake up, wake up! There's a fire in the bush and it's coming this way. Quick, into the river before you burn your bottom." And Mr. Crocodile leapt up with such a start that the tug on the rope pulled his tooth clean out of his mouth. Whee! Plop! It landed in Kojo's outstretched paw. "Thanks for the tooth, Mr. Crocodile," shouted Kojo, and off he hopped. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Next day, Kojo was a bit tired, but he had to find the next thing for Sky God. What was it? Can you remember? Yes, the wild bees. Swish, swash, swishety swash, swish, swash, swishety swash. Kojo was jumping through the sweet long grass, carrying a calabash cooking pot under his arm. He put down his big round pot right next to the nest where the bees were busy buzzing. Can you buzz along with them? Buzz, 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 buzz. "Hey, bees, stop your buzzy buzz buzzing for a minute and listen to me," said Kojo. "Sky God says there's no way 1,000,000 of you itsy-witsy, teeny-weeny, fuzzy little creatures could fit into my calabash pot. And I said you were very clever and you could." And with that, all the bees rose up like a dark cloud and started buzzing and squeezing and buzzing into the calabash. As soon as the last bee had buzzed its way in, Kojo seized his chance and slammed the lid on the calabash pot. Ready? 1, 2, 3, slam! The bees stopped buzzing. "Thanks," said Kojo, and he picked up the pot. Now he had only one more thing to get. What was it? That's right, the python. "How do I catch a python?" thought Kojo. He thought and he thought and he thought, and then he had an idea. Ding! And off he hopped. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. Kojo hopped off to the dark, damp cave where Python hung out, and he picked up a long stick, looked up at the sky,
and pretended to argue loudly. "Well, Sky God, you might think that Python is much shorter than this stick, but I'm not so sure. In fact, I think Python might be even longer than this stick." Tss, tss, tss. Out slithered Python. "Good morning, Rabbit. Can I help you?" "Oh, hello, Mr. Python. I was hoping to bump into you," said Kojo. "I was just measuring all the creatures for Sky God, and I told him that even this super long stick wouldn't be long enough to measure you. And do you know, Sky God said that you were way shorter than this stick." Tss, tss, tss. "Well, you can tell Sky God that he's wrong," said Python. "Of course I'm longer than that stubby little stick." "Exactly," said Kojo. "Will you let me measure you to prove to Sky God that he's wrong?" "Why, certainly," said the snake, and he slithered up to the stick. "Oh, Mr. Python, you're terribly wriggly. You're making it very hard for me to measure you. Will you stretch out really, really long? That's right. Now, just lie very still, and I'll tie you to the stick to make it easier for me to measure you," said Kojo, quickly pulling some string around the stick and tying the snake to it in 3 places. "Wow! Mr. Python, you are right. You are longer than this stick. Let's go and show Sky God. He won't believe me unless I show him." And before Python could say "Stop," Kojo had picked up the stick with poor helpless Python tied to it and slung it over his shoulder. Now Kojo had all 3 things he needed. What were they? First, the tooth from the crocodile. Second, the bees from the bush. And third, the python. And off he hopped to see Sky God. Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. "Cooey, Sky God, where are you?" "What do you want, little rabbit?" "I got the things you wanted, and now I'd like some wisdom." "Well done, little rabbit. You've brought all 3 things I asked you for, so now I will give you some wisdom. Here are 3 things that will help you in life, little rabbit. Number 1, be brave. Number 2, try very hard. Number 3, be careful and look before you leap." So, little rabbit, you have been very brave. You faced a crocodile, a snake, and a swarm of bees. And you tried very hard. You kept trying even when you were tired. But, little rabbit, you weren't at all careful. You didn't stop and think, "I'm not putting my hand in the mouth of a crocodile, even if Sky God wants me to." Always take a deep breath before you do anything dangerous and ask yourself, is this a good idea? So, Kojo the Rabbit is still small, and Kojo the Rabbit is still a little bit weedy, but Kojo the Rabbit is now very, very wise, and that's why whenever he sees the yellow-eyed crocodile or the bees in the bush or Mr. Python, he runs away faster than the wind. Ready? Hippity-hop, hippity-hop, hippity-hop. And that is where that story ends. Thanks for listening to Super Great Kids Stories. Remember to like, subscribe and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information, news and story resources, remember to visit our website at supergreatkidsstories.com.